Hey everybody, my name is Brooks Boland with MSP Disposal, and we are a global recycling company, and we're about to do probably an auction that we just did a global decommission project with about 40,000 hard drives. And I want everyone to come up because it's probably going to be about $800,000 that is sold hopefully in the next 30 minutes. So what we're going to be showing you is a series of things that are going to be sold between data center equipment from racks, hard drives, memory, CPU, all the way down to precious metal. So with that said, let me go ahead and just click on how this is going to be conducted. So, so a little bit about the company. My background is in software as a service. So 2012, I worked at a backup company that put backup software on on-prem appliances. I ended up creating a returns program for them back then, which then all these servers start coming in, and we started giving them to the engineering team to save a lot of money on CapEx. When that happened, they allowed us to create our own entity that was fed through that company, and then 10 years later, now we're supporting around 4,000 users globally for recycling. So with that said, let me just pull up how this auction is going to go down, and then we'll get started probably in 2 minutes with that. All right, pull up the projects tab. So what you're about to see here is a past 3-month project that was a decom between Sydney, Australia, Ireland, Toronto data bank out in Salt Lake City, and it was about 700 petabytes of information that had to be destroyed. And this is just how our teams go on in country, pull the servers out, scan the hard drives and things like that for data wiping, and then we have an auction platform which we sell them for, which consists of data center, VARs, MSPs, things like that. So with that said, what's going to happen is what we're going to do, go back to the other page. So we have staged a series of lots in 4 different batches, and it's going to run for 3 minutes at a clip. Right now you can see the people live on our page. We integrate with Google API Analytics, and these are the people that are going to be bidding. So our niche is we put things on there for pre-bid to get numbers on there to give you confidence to help recycle with us. So with that said, we're about to start the first batch of inventory. It's going to be heavy into Supermicro, heavy into Dell, and it's going to be multi-country. So we have US inventory, Australia inventory, Europe, and more servers from the US. So with that said, with streaming, there's really no one doing streaming in the ITAD, e-waste space, so we like to put music on just to make it fun. So we're going to do that, and then I'll go ahead and tell our team to start the timer. Right. All right. Zeb, we're good to start. Go ahead. So what you're looking at right now, there's 21 active bidders on the platform right now. We're about to start the timer, and then I'll talk about the use case, who uses this platform. So we have system integrators at the very top level. So your Flextronics of the world that make the product for people, we give them access to our platform as a licensee, so where they can help your excess inventory and load things on our site for pre-bid. That way you don't you have excess inventory at these manufacturers, then they can say, hey, you have 20 pallets of this, can we put it on the site to get pre-bid data? That way you can make better decisions on do you liquidate or do you not. Then if we decide to go live with the stuff, we like to at least try to 30 to 40% increase the bids by going live. So right now we have batch 1 is going to be, this is quite a bit of, these are caddies actually. So we really try to squeeze as much money for our clients as possible. So it's really easy just to sell it with the caddy, but when you're getting in 30, 40, 50,000 hard drives, if we can remove the caddy, we can probably make them an extra $250,000 just by doing that. So right now, this is pretty much real time. You should see the bids coming in, and We're at 16,000 on the caddies, $54,000 on the 4 to 8 terabyte, and 21 here. So let's see how much time's left. And keep in mind, this is the first time we've been doing little live streams for this event right here, but it's we do it and then we keep pivoting, trying to figure out the best model way of doing it. So the timer's not going down. After this, we're going to go to the next batch. There's only 4 batches, so we have 10 minutes left, so we'll be pretty close. All right. I'll give it a 30-second countdown. All right. All right. We're down to about a minute. All right. While the timer's going down, go up. Now it started. Yep. All right. User base, data centers, contract manufacturers. Then it goes down to the SaaS, software as a service people. But we'd like to put everything on the platform for as much reuse as possible. Then if we can't do that, we also have precious metal people in here. We get 18 wheelers in almost like per month of just selling about precious metal. So really identifying the cut lines on when those items should be sold for per pound. All right, so now we're going. So now lot 1 is at 40,000. Lot 2 is at 54,000, 21,000. My goal is to get this close to $600,000 or $700,000 in the next, hopefully, 8 minutes and 37 seconds. Right, I know. All right. All right. That's the prices. Yeah, that's the bids right now. 64,000. Yeah. That's the highest price right now. That means someone's going to pay us 64,000 for that lot right there. That's the current highest bid on that lot. The next batch is going to be talking around compliance. Okay, so that's the biggest thing right here that I talk about at the conference, how it's wiped, how it's chain of custody, all that stuff right there. Reserve price, that's a good question. So reserve price, our clients like to, they get a little nervous. Let's say there's $1 million worth of gear. We always ask them, do you have a reserve? So if they have a reserve, we put that on there. That way it's zero risk to our clients. So we put things on the auction for pending a live event, and that way it just allows, and our user base is known to bid on the information, and then that way it's going to bridge the gap between the confidence for the end users to actually release the product to sell. Yeah. All right. Almost done, 18 seconds. All right, the next lot's going to have a lot more hard jobs. Let's talk about chain of custody and compliance. So it's really important to, one, track where and when it got picked up, things like that, right? So step 1, as a client, you get access to the portal, and also the chain of custody is tied back to the country. So we physically send people in the countries when we're doing the decoms and scanning the hard drives for chain of custody before they leave the data center. We take them out of the data center, we take them, and then we wipe them. We're currently wiping around 20,000 hard drives in the US, 5 in UK, 15,000 in Europe right now. So there's two types of certs that get produced. One, when they're in the data center, they're scanning, that's producing this thing is going to be picked up and transported by us. And then the second one is the actual wipe based on their compliance needs. So when that happens, we upload that to the portal so they can see the data deletion certificate. They can track it by country. They can track it even by data center. We just need to know how you want to track it for your internal teams, and then that way we can set it up in the portal correctly. All right. Yep. All right. All right, batch 2 is about to start. So now that's the wiping piece, right? So it's been wiped, it's been tested. Let's talk about compliance to the next level. It's when things are about to be sold. So these lots here, right here, we can set them by geographical location. So if you want things only sold in certain countries, we got you. If you want things sold only to R2, only to ISO, we do that. So we know the bidders, if they're R2 certified, we force them to upload their certificates to the platform. And when you drill down into the bid data, you can actually see this person is located in this country, they're certified in this right here, all the way down into the IP address. So we have them lock down their IP, and when they're bidding, we see their IPs. And this is really big into things being exported to other countries. All right. Yep. So we're going to end this auction right here a little soon, just because the time's running out pretty quickly. So we're going to end this right here at 1:15. All right. I was definitely having a mic problem. Zed, can you hear me? Should be good now. All right, we're calling that one. All right. Batch 3, which they're about to load up there, is going to be around what I call like squeezing juice. So how do you squeeze the most money for your stuff? And when we're doing the decoms, we're actually doing most of the stuff is full racks being pulled out. But sometimes the racks are owned by the data center. The PDUs are owned by the data center. So we actually partner with them to sell the racks as well, because most of the time they're going to be putting in their newer rack generation stuff. So one example of that would be, our user base, since there's other data centers inside of our platform, that's one way that we're selling. So in this auction here, there's 100 racks out of DataBank in Utah being sold, and I think we're right at 15,000 right now for that. So that's one way. Next way would be hard drive caddies. So we have the option to say, hey, do we spend time, decaddying everything, which could take weeks when it's this much stuff. But we like to load the items on there first and to get bid data. 8 more minutes? Okay. All right, appreciate it. All right. 30. Time's up. All right, scroll to the top. Ali, scroll up. So right now we're moving more lots up. And go ahead and start that when you get all 4. All right. Are we good?
Good. Back up.
Yep.
Just stay on that for a little while.
All right, perfect. Scroll down. No, I can see the timer. All right. All right, we're starting this one. So like I said, this right here is the racks. We're at 15,000. That's a pretty solid offer right there. These are like 15-year-old racks. So, and then we have some networking gear, another example. The reason why we lot them up like this right here is we don't want to be mixing manufacturers. We don't want to be selling networking gear with super micro gear. So we get the information from our clients and then we look at our data, which then helps us create the lots to make more money from the stuff. So, and RAM, another example. So this is 750 units of 16 gig. All right. All right, we're done to 6 minutes. We have one more lot after this right here, and it's really heavy into hard drive. I think it's 8,000 hard drives out of the US. All right. I'm gonna have them load the last batch and then we're gonna be done. So it's gonna be simultaneously 8 things going at the same time. We're down to 5 minutes. Load the last. All right. So while that right there is happening, they're loading the last 5, and because it's only at 3 minutes and we're at 4:53 right now, I'm going to talk about what I've seen at the show. So our big main goal is to really become not necessarily the ITAD doing all the work, become the software platform which is built around compliance and merchant services. So coming to us saying that we've already proven that we can do 700 petabytes of decommissioning and things like that across multiple countries, coming to us and saying, okay, this is what we're going to yield by using data, and this is what we're going to be able to charge back to you with pretty confidence, that the reverse logistics piece. And then also at the show, a lot of the things you always have between bigger companies, you have the compliance person saying, destroy everything. You got the sustainability person or the engineer saying, I don't have budget, but I want other stuff. And they don't want to shred anything. So how do you connect the dots? The way I see that is building an ecosystem like we have here with 4,000 people, but have it only internal for large companies. So if Meta is getting rid of something in the US, but Meta in another country needs that, how can you put the things up for not really bid, but so they can see it and take advantage of those items and just have reverse logistics around that, moving the items in through. That way sustainability people can be happy, your compliance people can be happy. All right. All right, 1:47, so that's gonna leave us about a minute and 20 left. And what we're looking at here, this is some hard drives in London. This is a big one here. So this is 8,000 hard drives located in the US, mainly 4 terabyte SATA. So when we ship things out, we batch everything in a quantity of 672. Our platform integrates with a tool called Hard Disk Signal, and we upload these reports so the buyers of the product get all the test reports of every single thing, and that way we do pretty much 0 RMAs. The last thing we want to do is come back to you, say, we sold this, we're going to give you money for it, and then an RMA happens, then we have to take back money. All right. So down to 53 seconds. That was tough. 30 seconds. All right. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Everything lotted out. So now what happens? So everything's sold for our clients. Then we go through that and we look at all the bid data, and then we translate that back to them saying, hey, this lot sold for 200,000. It had 15 bids on it. It was 3 different countries that bid. One's R2 certified, one's not. And we let our client choose which person they want. So even though one person might be lower, we're trying to build our own rating system with our buyers internally and say, hey, this person we've sold to 5 times, this person we sold to 0, we let them choose, and then we award the lot to the person that they allow us to award it to. So that being said, we're down to 45 seconds really, but it's a lot going on here between people bidding, so it's our first time doing this on stage, so thank you for being patient. And live streaming is kind of the new thing, like I think Whatnot went from 0 to 3 billion valuation in about 3 years after COVID. So, any questions while I got 30 seconds? Have what? No. Well, our average lot, I would like to be at least 10,000. So if it's a one-off thing, no. We do live shows at least twice a month, but it doesn't have to be live. So we have new overstock on the website, used. Our goal is to make it as easy as possible for you to see the value of your stuff and then to release it. And we make it very transparent to our bidders, be patient and just keep bidding because eventually it's going to go live. And time's up. All right. Thank you.